Boom. We are back. Will, how are you?
I am good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 3 of Let's Rumble. And essentially, if you haven't been here before, this is where we debate, this is where we talk about all the trending topics in the world of professional wrestling, and essentially where people go to hang out and have a nice conversation on a Saturday morning. So, yeah, KJ, how are you?
Well, sir, it's a nice Saturday morning here and beautiful day. Everyone can be happy and smile. We're into the weekend. I hope everyone's got their breakfast and their coffee and they're feeling good. Or if you're in a different time zone, I hope your evening is kicking off well. Sorry for the delay today. We're usually up earlier, but life didn't work out that way. So
Yeah.
we're a bit late, but Thomas was ready to go. Hopefully, he finds us again. This week should be fire. We're looking forward to it. Nick went ham. I don't know if I'm going to read all this. I don't know. Do you want to read each one of these?
Mm, man. To essentially sum it up, he is excited that we are here today. If
Yeah.
we go over all this, we will be here for like 2 hours, man.
Yeah, he's got wrestling on his mind and the head of the table. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nick's a
yeah.
wordsmith. So, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Nick. I guess he wanted that on the podcast. So you got the shout out. Nick
There
written a
you
half an hour promo.
go. All right,
Pretty
Thomas, I
much.
feel you. That being said, buddy, we got a lot going on in wrestling right now, and if you haven't seen it yet, we jumped on yesterday for um, an impromptu news, breaking news, because there was a bunch of releases,
Yes.
and the landscape continues to change. I read reports today. Expect more. Ooh, my bad. Expect more releases. So this is where we're going to kick off the topics this week. Um, I guess the first question would be: are there more releases coming?
um I could definitely see that coming, especially for the more advancement talent, you know what I'm saying? Not the main eventers, not the people on TV, but the people like from the performance center or something like that who really don't have anything going. And it's a
Mhm.
shame with all the releases that we already have with Dakota Kai, Dexter Loomis, that Persia, I don't know her last name. Um,
Verado or something like that.
it's around
Verado.
there. Harlan, who's literally the henchman of the number one contender for the NXT title, like it's insane.
It really is, Will. And Harlan surprised me for that reason. Like you have Gacy in an angle that nobody expects him to win. Harlan's a bit of the X factor in that whole story, and now he's not there.
Yeah, it's like you're building him up to be in this story. Like he literally helped Joe Gacy capture Rick Steiner, and then all of a sudden, uh, you're nowhere to be found. The big guy who looks like Brock Lesnar's not there. And what about Dakota Kai? She had a women's title opportunity not even 2-3 weeks ago, and she's
Right.
gone. She was
Yeah.
women's tag team champion earlier this month.
hmm Yeah, no, and just in a quick turnaround, I thought she was moving up. Now, there's a report came out that apparently they offered her to move up to the main roster, and Vince said no.
Yeah, clearly, I guess they don't see something in her that a lot of people do, because she has a lot of fans. Like she is good, but I think it was that gimmick. I don't know. Maybe they already had like a crazy chick with Lexi or something. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Nick says yes, we could have more releases by Thursday. Bold prediction.
Yeah,
That is when they have their investor call. However, I think they hold on to guys like Finn Balor, etc., because they know they will go right to AEW or New Japan. Yeah, I think we were talking about that last night about like why are they keeping Finn, blah 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 blah. And I think Nick said it best was they could just go straight to AEW or New Japan and they can easily snatch him up.
yep. And I think they'll do it in such a way that things like the super show, like they don't want to see people on big events or looking, overly. They don't want them to put a big spotlight on them. And like I said the other night, they have this bad habit of just they drain everything from a wrestler and then release them. Right? They job them
Yeah.
out, they sit them on the bench, and then they release them.
Yeah, and I don't understand that because these are people that could be great stars. Like let's look at Dexter Loomis. This was a guy who started out being like the weirdo who would just pop out of nowhere. You might see him in the corner of your eye. You know, he drew these little drawings and um, faced and beat some big guys. And then ever since 2.0 happened, he was just involved in this weird wedding thing with Indy, and then he was just nowhere to be found, really.
No, not at all. And I mean, Dexter, I thought had a lot of upside. You know, you could even if you didn't like what he was doing, which you guys were part of the creative on, you could have mixed him up. You could have changed it. But he's a big dude. He seems like he's willing to play. Like I mean, he did all that wedding shit. So again, they develop these characters. We watch them, we get into them, and then they get released. It really is a struggle for fans to invest in anybody or give a shit. And you kind of see that complete apathy with the fan base.
Yeah, and then let's talk about Persia. Her and Dexter were in this little thing, and these guys aren't even together. 50% of that whole two couple
Right?
storyline is gone, and they were trying to form a tag team together, and now
Yeah.
boom, there you go, bye bye, see you later.
Yeah. If Duke and Indy end up in a relationship and we just ignore the fact that she just got married on TV, it'll be real interesting.
Yeah, she's just gonna be a single lady now, and probably Duke's gonna try to hit on her. Yeah, it's
There we go. But yeah, and then I think the key word in this comment by Nick is investors, and that's what this all comes down to at the end of the day. This is a $1 billion company, and again, I still feel like there's potentially the idea to sell this company because it just feels like they're minimizing their spend, they're minimizing their overhead, and they cut a bunch of talent, and you know they try and make their profits look even better, even bigger. So I don't know, man. It's interesting times.
yeah, it's really hard. WWE will go back to holding people that they know other companies could make a splash with till their contract runs out, or they get Stockholm syndrome and just enjoy WWE catering.
Yeah, pretty much. Or just, like KO and that, you just take the money and run.
Pretty much. WWE most probably cut catering.
Right?
Best
Crazy.
part of anybody's day, it's gone now. Oh
Yeah.
no, there's no catering, so we just gotta hang out backstage.
Well, they did that once before. They would like downgraded the catering to like hot dogs and like they were getting like arena food instead of like catering. And there was a big stink about it. And I think for the most part they went back to doing full catering. So but kind of in the same topic, who are all these people, Will?
Yeah, the name changes. I mean, they really do love having these name changes. So, for example, Raquel Gonzalez is Raquel Rodriguez, Pete Dunne, Butch, um, Walter Gunther. Um, oh man, there's just so many I can't think of.
Theory. Now we
Yeah,
got Champa, not Tommaso Champa. What is wrong with like? Is that not more like who's your? When you ask somebody like who's your favorite UFC fighter or who's your favorite baseball player, they generally, you know, unless
y-
you're, the odd one, but you generally have both names.
yeah. Everyone will say Conor McGregor, like because they sound like real people's names. And yeah, a lot of people could be like from the 80s being like the Ultimate Warrior wasn't his real name. Undertaker, bleh. Like
No, but it sucked then too, right? I mean, you have exceptions. Okay, you do the Undertaker fine, but um, yeah, but you look back then, it's like they're trying to revert back to that Undertaker, Kane. But you still then you had Triple H had three names for Christ's sake.
yeah,
Bret Hart, those were the guys you liked.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Hmm.
Like so yeah, I mean, I don't get what the point is with these name changes and why. I think well, before anybody says I know why, it's because they don't want them using their real names
Hmm.
and names that they use in the indies, but that's what we know them for. That's what we've
Yeah.
known them for like 5+ years.
Yeah.
Walter's a good example of that. Went to the UK as Walter, and everyone chanted his name and everything. Shows up in the States, it's Gunther now. Like, what?
Yeah, no, it's just it's asinine. And we said this before on this program and probably other programs. It's just, why can't it be like, okay, you signed a person and you're giving them a name because you want the control. But what's wrong with Austin Theory? Why just Theory? What's wrong with Tommaso Ciampa? Or, and I get it, whatever. But the names that they have been given when they're in NXT or they're using while in NXT, I don't get it. Why change? Why change that brand recognition? Right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like waking up tomorrow morning and Little Caesars is now, Pepe's to go. Like, I don't know. You hear all the time,
Yeah.
like, wait, is that the thing I've been? What the hell? It doesn't make sense.
Nick says, think these name changes are going to lead to an identity crisis gimmick. Oh, wait, Elias, I mean Ezekiel. Yeah, remember on Raw when Mustafa Ali came back and was like, wait a minute, you're Mufasa? Mustafa Ali's younger brother?
Right?
It's like, Jesus
Um,
Christ. Don't give them
yeah.
ideas.
hmm So yeah, we're just getting a large collection of like Butch and this one and that one. And hey, funny side note, I don't believe we saw Butch on Friday, so he's still lost. Is
Oh,
it
yeah, we
goodbye?
didn't see Butch. No,
Yeah,
Butch was
bye bye
gone.
Butch.
That sucks.
Free
But,
agent.
I mean, if I were Butch, I wouldn't really be anywhere either. That's bullcrap. They have like missing posters of this dude, him in Sin City and Paris and stuff.
Yeah, it's mind blowing. But I mean, it's becoming a funny meme and stuff. But then he's not on TV again, so it doesn't make any sense. So there's a good chance we'll see. But if he's not there next week, if he even makes it, because like I said, there is rumored main roster cuts coming, and you can see it. You can definitely see it, and
Yeah.
it's sad, man.
Well, actually, before we get to that topic, let's get this chat going. If there are main roster cuts, seeing who are your predictions? Let's say your top 3 predictions on who these people might be. I'll go Dewdrop for one.
Mhm. Butch.
Butch, yes, definitely, thank you. And Shanky.
Well, imagine Veer. I'm telling you, Veer.
No, not Veer.
Veer. Aaliyah should have been gone, but
Oh
whatever.
yeah, Shotzi, that's another one too.
Wow, I think Shotzi been dodging bullets, no pun intended, I guess, on that one. But yeah, we have a bunch going on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. Like a lot of these women could get cut anytime. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Shayna gets cut. I thought they released
Xavier?
Elias and hired his younger brother. They pretty much did in storyline.
Well, Elias died. Remember, we saw his graves. We saw
Oh yeah,
his
that's right.
right. Maybe that was Ezekiel walking away from his brother's grave.
Yeah, and he just didn't shave. He went home and shaved.
Right.
Okay, so let's go on to our next topic here on Let's Rumble.
We got a few options. Maybe we'll stick a little bit with. This was a big story this week, and it's a hard debate. It's an interesting debate, and I kind of wish one of the ladies were here to chime in. But Athena comes out, Ember Moon, and says the last 4 months. And if you haven't read that story or the interview she did, check it out. I mean, it's really like shit. It's a bad place to work. Like, it's not
Yeah.
good optics. And but there was a lot of talk about the women being sexier, and now there's a kind of a debate about, are they right? Are they wrong? Are they misogynistic? What is the take here?
I can definitely notice it, especially in um NXT, with people who usually would not really come out looking like that doing it, or on the main roster. Let's say Tony Storm, for example. She had she had that black paint on like her nose, and then She's a generic blonde. I think she wore like a little cleavage. I don't know. Dana Brooke is another good example. Normally she would cover herself up, and then recently,
Mm-hmm. True.
Um, oh, who's another one? Natalia, especially.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Um,
And you
Jesus
look at
Christ.
NXT's even, you got Lions and you got Mandy and Gigi, you know.
Yeah, a lot of them. There was another one too. I'll get back to it later, but man, yeah, you really seem to notice that trend of women who normally you wouldn't expect to, and especially in a generation which you wouldn't expect people to be more revealing because a lot of fans would probably get pissed off about that.
Mhm.
Now, recently, ever since Hunter's gone, it's been way
Yeah.
worse. And yeah, Ember Moon managed to shed some light on that, and good on her because I didn't even really notice it until she said that, and then watching this past week, it was just like, she ain't wrong.
No, she's definitely not wrong. But now here's the thing. Does the WWE have the rights to tell the wrestlers what, or the superstars, my apologies, the sports entertainers, how they should dress and look and act if they're just characters?
Well, they signed a contract, they pretty much own them. But
Yes.
whether or not it's right is definitely up for debate, and I think it's not right because, what if their kids watch that crap, man?
Right. But you signed up. Like, so if you sign up to do a movie and it's a movie about the beach, you sign up to do Baywatch. They say you got to get
Yes.
in there, but you got to wear this bathing suit. And the character goes, "Well, that's too revealing. I want to do this movie in track pants." And they're like, "Well, the character is in a bathing suit." It's tricky, right? Like, and I think wrestling gets a little different because the realism side of wrestling. But if this was just a movie, like, look at what the guys have to do: dye their facial hair, shave their entire bodies as well. And I'm not comparing. Women go through far worse when it comes to this topic. So by no means is it a fair race, but I'm just saying, like, everybody, like, the dudes are wearing like skimpy little trunks. I hate when the guys wear trunks. I'd rather they wear pants or shorts
Yeah,
or
me
something
too.
else. I think the day of trunks are over. Especially when you get a roll up. It's a lot to see when you got a 250-pound dude rolled up in a pair of speedos.
Yeah.
Oh, it goes. Go ahead.
Nick says Vince and the boys are just senile old perverts. They have had multiple accusations. For example, Sable. How are you going to take an athlete seriously when they're fighting in a bra and panties? Yeah, and it seems like they're gonna go down that route. I think Chris said it on one of our programmings, one of our watch parties, where it seems like I don't think they'll go down that route. Well, he didn't think that either because of the generation we're in and
Hmm.
the controversy, but it really seems like they're trying to get back to that 2004 Diva Search days where you have them strip and have people look at them. You
Hmm.
can't take the athlete seriously that way.
Yeah, I think you're getting to the point. I don't think they're gonna go that far back because I don't think they can, especially with the sponsors and the investors and
Yeah.
they don't. Yeah, so but they can push the envelope a little bit. But one of the things they found, and we talked about this last night, Raquel Gonzalez,
Mhm.
ridiculous.
Oh,
These new
her
girls,
smiling.
yeah, man, what are they doing with this lady?
I don't know. And you see them smiling a lot too. It's like, okay, you're gonna go out there, you're gonna face this jobber, you're gonna only wrestle her for 2 minutes, but you're gonna be in complete control and you're gonna smile the whole time.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
why?
Don't take the smile off your face like you're a jack in the box. Just
Like you're
what is
supposed to be
happening?
this big, like 6 foot something
Yeah.
badass that's supposed to like want to murder people.
Yeah, not even supposed to be. You were. What happened?
Yeah, her and NXT, man, like they're really changing NXT
Mhm.
people
But
for the
that
worst.
for the absolute worst. But I mean, that's the tricky part with this. Like, so on one hand, you can tell a wrestler, dye your hair, change your clothes, and that's what you signed up for. I think that's why you gotta like AEW. You know what? Jericho wants to change to a leather jacket and paint his face. Do it. Ruby Soho wants, spikes and collars. Do it. Like, everyone is bringing their own shit to the table. That's the
Yeah.
different animal. Like that's the different feel. And I think that's what more and more wrestlers are going to crave. You know what? I'll make decent money. I'll make good money. But I get to be me. I get to be myself. I don't have to, you know, be a certain way or look a certain way. And like, and we talk about it. Look, poor Elias had to shave his entire body.
Yeah,
All of them.
and
Cameron Grimes did it. It's ridiculous.
yeah, I don't understand. Just so you can have a new gimmick, you just like get rid of your entire appearance. I don't care what you'll look like when you're in public. You're gonna try to sell this character.
Did we read this one?
No. It
Okay.
is the Divas Eras 2.0. I'm just waiting for a bikini on a pole mud pit match. I wouldn't want to see that. Also, KJ, for a movie, an actor can leave a project because they feel uncomfortable. Meanwhile, Vince acts like he owns souls.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, I believe, and some have done it, i.e., Tony Storm, where they just say, "I'm not doing it. I'm out."
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like a job. You signed up to be a wrestler. You were offered a job by a company, and you're like, "I don't like how the company functions or what they're trying to make me do." I just don't know if that puts WWE in the wrong. Is it misguided? Is it the wrong direction? Because the one exception I think is this: if you're shooting a beach movie as an actress, you have to be in the bathing suit. We get it.
Hmm.
But you don't have to be a good wrestler. You don't have to be scantily clad to be a good wrestler. I prefer, like, I mean, you just want to wrestle, and there's a time and place, and you understand that sex sells and there's sex appeal needed, da da da. But I've never complained about one of the ladies wearing pants or shorts instead of whatever else, right? Like they don't have to be in the bra and panties or be naked. So that to me is where it gets kind of gray of, yeah, that's the point there. You can't portray something, but in this, you can portray a female athlete without being sexier.
Yeah. I mean, look at the UFC fighters. They don't have that big of sex appeal. They come in normal uniforms and they just kick the shit out of people. Like, why can't they do that, you know?
Jason, you read our mind. Just hold your thought on that question or this question. Sorry, we'll come back to that. This one, and then we'll move on.
This is about Raquel, I believe. Her smiling looked like someone being held hostage with a gun to their back, asking for help, but not trying to alert her captive. Blink
Yeah.
twice, Raquel, if you need help.
Bang on, Nick. Yeah, it just looks so bad, and and I even joke, you turn them into these fake people, and I
Yeah.
don't know how, I don't know how it's going to sell. I don't know how it's going to get over. I don't know how it works, and it's not.
Yeah, and you realize with these women, like, look at the 24/7 title wedding, like, where they look uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Raquel looked uncomfortable. Tamina looked uncomfortable. Like, I
Mhm.
feel so bad for these people.
Yeah. All right. Before we transition, because we could talk about the WWE all day, but we'll transition into some AEW topics real quick. But before we do that, this is kind of WWE, and this is a little selfish because I wanted to address this.
Oh, man. Yeah, right back. Like,
Did you
oh,
see what he said recently? Did you
yeah,
see
I think you sent it last night. I think I could pull it up. I don't want to read
Yeah,
the full thing because, man,
where and I didn't like. Yeah, no. So
it's
this guy.
bad.
So I was trying to find it as well, but
Oh, I found it.
Ryback. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Ryback says Vince McMahon, like most promoters, has an insatiable urge to have
Oh,
control.
insatiable.
Oh, okay. He had no control watching his mother get beat up as a child, which is a horrendous thing for a child to witness, as their mom tries to make ends meet. Vince has failed to evolve. Fuck you, old man. Winky face. Well, he said something about his mom, but I didn't want
Yeah.
to say it on air. But oh, that
So
was so bad.
this giant lump of shit of like this guy was an average wrestler at best. The only reason he ended up on a major TV show was all the juice that he pumped into himself to get jacked like he is. and he is a complete and utter moron. And he does every couple weeks he does something or says something to try and get himself over, so that somehow some way he becomes desirable by somebody. Somebody might pay him. Maybe the WWE will bring me back. But clearly by that comment, that's not what he's hoping for. He was hoping just to generate some notice, some eyes. But he is absolutely, completely, and utterly worthless. I thought he was a shit wrestler. He was a botch machine. He drilled person after person. And to go out there and take and make all these comments about watching your mother be beat, and she's, he basically, he called her the less, it's Saturday, so I'm going to be nice here, but he called her the lesser version of a hooker. So um
Yeah.
yeah, and I know I'm kind of rambling here, but I read that today and I threw up in my mouth, and I thought, what a pathetic piece of garbage. Like, and I put it into the topics. It wasn't even planned to be on this show, but I was like, you know what? Screw it. And he may never see this. It might be limited to, our small audience, but I had to get it off my chest. Like, to purposely go out there and say egregious bullshit to hopefully get views and clicks. I will remind everybody, this is a guy that his own fans on his own page voted that he retire.
Oh yeah. When he did that poll.
Right?
Uh
Well, like, it's fuck.
yeah, it's
Oh,
like, where do you want
I
me to
didn't say it,
go?
YouTube.
Yeah, where they were like, where do you want me to go? WWE, AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, Impact, retire? Like literally, I think it was like
Click, click, click,
70,
click, click,
80
click.
per no, I think it was 90% of his followers said retire. It was so
Oh,
bad.
that's just people trolling me. No, we want you to quit. We want you to shut up. We want you to delete your Twitter. We want you to delete your Instagram. We want you to crawl in a hole and just fade off into a muscle bound whatever and go away. Don't be anywhere near anything that allows you to communicate with other human beings. You are sad and whatever. Congratulations on your career. You should be grateful that you had it, and you've been nothing but ignorant and just ridiculous since the minute, I think, well, you were still in the company, but since you left. And I've never seen such a big guy cry and bitch and moan and cry and bitch and moan. And then when no one's paying attention to him, he just goes over the top because he figures people are going to be talking about it. Great, we're talking about it, but you look like a complete asshole. You look like an absolute piece of garbage. And I will say it again, if it wasn't for your muscles, you'd be nothing. So just
Yes.
shut up and go away. I need LJ's little music. Shut up.
Yeah, the little shut up. But yeah, I mean, Ryback just wasn't really anything the whole time. I mean, what, he was Intercontinental Champion and that was it, and that was a very forgettable reign. And what, he was part of Team Cena at Survivor
Yeah, at one
Series,
point.
and
He was a
that was
Paul guy
nothing.
too. He was a
Yeah,
Hyman guy.
he was probably the most forgettable Heyman guy. Michael McGillicuddy's more memorable than this little poopy brain. But um,
No.
yeah, it's a
No,
Saturday morning. I'm trying to be nice, but
yeah.
yeah, I don't understand with this guy. And like, if he wants to be back in the WWE, don't make comments about
Well,
the
yeah.
boss's deceased mom. Like, bro, you don't do that.
No. It's
Ne-
disgusting.
yeah, I
Like,
don't understand. And do you think any promoter, here's the thing, you think any promoter, whether it's AEW, New Japan, Impact, would want somebody that can make these stupid comments into their promotion trying to get more fans to hook onto it? No.
no. And on top of that, you had his own friends, like people that know him from the wrestling business, that said he's done. Like, he's blown up himself. His legs, he's not who he used to be. He can't get in the ring and do what he used to do. I literally think this is an ego-driven, insecure, sad human being that just can't help but put his foot in his mouth over and over, and he's too goddamn stupid to realize he's not a hero. He doesn't. Listen. I haven't seen many of it. If it is out there, like Ryback sympathizers, I haven't seen many of them. You just look like an absolute disgusting human being, and just stop, man. Like, nobody gives a shit. You're not gonna. you know, you're not going to stir up enough bullshit to make yourself a profitable wrestler. Just move on. Go work at GNC or be one of the guys down at the beach trying to give people 30-minute workouts for $20. Like, just go the god. I want to curse and swear. I really do.
Wow.
But yeah, just go away, man. He is absolutely horrible, and I've been on this train for a long time.
Yeah, now it's more obvious than ever that Ryback is just
Mhm.
absolutely terrible, and he should not be allowed back inside a ring, let alone in the public eye.
No,
Watch him be at like CYN or something because EC3
it
doesn't
wouldn't.
give a shit.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise
Yeah.
me.
Ryback has become the modern day Ultimate Warrior, just a giant juice head. They tried to make something out of that. He thinks he's better than he is. He's a living, breathing meme. The only thing I've really seen from Ryback since he was gone was the meme where he was just eating Ruffles chips with a straight face. That was it.
Right. All
Is Johnny
right.
Ace, the Bella Twins' dad, still in charge of talent, especially in the women's division? Yes, I think. He still is.
Yeah, Johnny Ace, picking women's wrestlers out of lingerie mags. So on one hand, thank you. On the other hand, what are you
People
doing?
power.
Pick wrestlers. There's lots of women out there that are great wrestlers, whether they fit into your vision of beautiful or not. Just can they wrestle? Are they good? Can they talk? Good. Because the pretty ones that can't talk are useless and worth very little. So yeah, mix it up. Let's go. Be smart.
They really do. And then he redone the poll and took off the retire option. Oh, did he?
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's
See, look, the fans still want me. The real fans want me in wherever,
it's like,
Impact or
no,
whatever
you
one.
just took off the most popular option, so now we'll have to pick something now.
Right? Oh, yes, Johnny Ace had a talent relations, very much so. And that's why you see a lot of the same shit and the same type of people.
Wow. I almost don't know who's more of a loser, Ryback or Enzo. Ryback.
Ryback. I think Enzo's done a lot to try and fix his image. I mean, he's doing music now. He's beefed right up, probably in a similar. I don't want to, but he's always in the gym. I've seen him have decent matches with like Matt Hardy. He recently had a tag team match that involved the Hardys as well. Ryback's garbage, the bottom of the barrel. There's not many people that can be listed off in the wrestling world now. You know, um, now then whenever Ryback is a walking piece of trash,
And
and
even then, oh,
yeah,
I'll let you keep going. Yeah, with
no, I'm
Enzo.
good. I just get so about them.
Yeah, with Enzo, like with the whole allegations that came out about him in a court of law, he was proven innocent. So Ryback's definitely more of a loser because the only bad thing that was against Enzo, well, for the common knowledge,
Mhm.
he won. So Enzo's not that much of a loser compared to this dude.
Mhm. Well, and then like for me, the big difference right now is since everything happened and played out, and there's a lot of bad situations and whatever, and we always don't know the full story. But if you pay attention to Enzo, he's working on his grind. He's working on his hustle. He's talking about the wrestling shows he's doing and the music he's trying to make and trying to he seems to have a good thing going. And this monster, this idiot, just keeps like he's like the guy that was like really good at football in high school, and for the next 30 years that's what you're going to hear about, like, oh, if the coach would have put me in. It's Napoleon Dynamite's uncle, like, Jesus Christ. um it's gross.
Yeah, it's like the one guy who had a bunch of girls on him at high school, and then they all left, so that's all he talked about. Oh, back in high school I had all the chicks, and now I don't know what's wrong with me, but they're all away now. Like, okay.
Right. But yeah, I mean, that's all I'm going to say about Rhino. Like I said, I put that in there because I saw the post and I was like, you know what, let's just address it. We get to go on YouTube and talk about it, so screw it. And listen, the guy might hit me with a car one day. It's not my problem. He's still a piece of he's still a piece of shit. And that message alone right there is it's not like maybe he was drunk. I don't know, but there's real no fucking excuse for that nonsense. It bothered me, and Yeah,
Yeah, no.
you should be banned. You guys want to ban people like Chelsea Green for a bikini? Let's ban idiots like that. If you go on Twitter or Instagram and you spew stupid shit like that, you should be instantly removed from the platform.
That is true.
I
I
don't give a
mean,
shit about freedom of speech. Every right has, like anything else, your right to freedom goes away if you murder someone or you kick someone. Your freedom of speech gets revoked if you're a complete absolute moron that has an asshole tendency and can't shut shut your mouth. That's me trying to catch all these cursing.
yeah, that was a good topic though. I mean, it definitely made the show way more rumbly. Well, that's with your feelings, but no, I definitely share the same ones. But it's just like I didn't give much of a shit about Ryback to really get mad about it. I expect nothing less with Ryback.
All right, the next topic on the list, transitioning a little further from WWE, but AEW versus New Japan, Supercard, big deal. Who cares?
A lot of freaking people do. I mean, oh, it's everywhere. A lot of people are so hyped for this, and the possibilities are endless. The dream match is endless. There's a ton that people are predicting, and it could. Remember last week it was like, can this be like WrestleMania? Like people are so hyped for that they're trying to compare it to WWE's big show. So maybe there could be a possibility that a lot of people do, a lot of people give a shit, and I don't know. I think this is just a wrestling fan's dream come true for them.
Mhm. Do you think that this is limited to just the New Japan fans and the AEW fans? Does this have any type of resonating chance to get into, like the casual fans of WWE? Are they going to hear about this some way, some form, and be curious about it? Is there enough names on it to go outside of just the hardcore AEW New Japan fans?
Oh yeah, there could definitely be a possibility, especially with like the Danielsons, the Punks, the Moxleys, the all those people, right? There's definitely um a possibility that there could be people, the casual fans that will want to watch it because there were people from WWE on there, the Jerichos, like all of them. Nick
Hmm.
says, I can't wait for AEW versus New Japan. I honestly think it will be better than this year's Mania. Yeah, trust me, I know I'm a motor mouth. Yeah. But thank you for your opinion, Nick. But yeah, see, there you go. A lot of people are comparing it to this year's Mania, and you know, that's saying something. Actually, I think. Well, no, this year's Mania had some good moments. Just the packages ruined it. But yeah, there's definitely a possibility there could be good matches booked, and um, people will remember it for quite some time. Maybe not a long time, but definitely some time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I mean, and Mania was good. I mean, night one was really good. What they had was one really good card for one night. The problem with Mania was two nights. And I think for the most part, most events, it's very hard to pull off two really good nights of wrestling, like a pay-per-view wrestling back to back. I mean, it's hard. So this, I think this is going to be huge. And this is where I look. If you look at the wrestling pie out there, and the WWE used to be like 90% of that pie, and maybe they still are the vast majority of the pie. But when you got companies like Impact and AEW and New Japan and AAA and all these companies working together individually, that's a giant, right? That's David versus Goliath. But
Yeah.
together, the pie is starting to look a little balanced, right? We're starting to get a lot of promotion, a lot of quality, a lot of money making, a lot of selling out arenas because this is starting to get bigger and grow in the buzz and the news. Like we're covering it more, other people are covering it more. It's not just WWE, it's really getting close to, and that will be interesting how it affects business and the investors and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going that route. Like, let's look 5, 10 years ago. All any wrestling channel would really cover is WWE, WWE. Oh, we don't give a shit about Impact, about Ring of Honor, all those. It's just nothing. They're indie promotions, and nowadays they're viewed as like kind of major promotions now.
Yes.
And AEW became a thing, and WWE started getting a little worse. Not a little, a lot worse. But yeah, so now it's getting to the point where it's not just one king, it's a whole community. So you'll have a lot more divided fans being like, this promotion's good, this promotion's good, this one's bad, this one's bad. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's definitely a good time to be alive as a wrestling fan.
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy, kind of tying into all that. But talking about AEW and some of the things, so this is kind of brought on because of Sammy Guevara. So the topic:
Yeah.
too many stupid risks, just wrestle. What do you think? Well, are we getting too many gimmick matches? Are we getting too many stupid matches? And then guys are falling on their head because they're doing it every single week. You're bound to get smashed.
Yeah, I mean, remember when gimmick matches used to be like just for the pay-per-view, Money in the Bank, just at Money in the Bank, Extreme Rules matches, or you're at Extreme Rules, TLC's TLC. Now we're seeing a lot more gimmick matches. For example, Steel Cage, a hell of a ton, and anything goes, death match. You know, weird matches like that. False count anywhere.
Yeah, street fight, death match. Yeah, you just
Ladder
nailed it.
match, like
Mm-hmm.
especially in AEW. It's like every week.
Mm-hmm.
So I I don't understand. It's like what happened to just one-on-one
Mm-hmm.
wrestling matches? Like you
Yeah.
can definitely pull it off, especially with the roster you do have. And most of the times it is the normal one-on-one matches that people watch and people love. Um Jason says, "Look what happened to Ring of Honor when Tony Khan bought it. Ring of Honor is gone, and all the Ring of Honor wrestlers are now all elite, and Ring of Honor is over." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but Jason, hold on tight. Ring of Honor is coming back, and I mean they're going to use that brand. I really think we're going to see something with Tony, and he's slowly getting there. And we keep seeing the ROH titles, which is fun, and we got guys like Samoa Joe back in the mix. So don't quite give up on ROH yet as a brand, but yeah, I mean we've seen a big influx, and it was a big part of the elite movement, and they kind of gutted the there wasn't very much left of Ring of Honor when they all left and started AEW.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ring of Honor's not done yet. I think they'll have a little bit of a revival to that brand.
Yeah,
Haha, revival. Ring of Honor
I
Tag
think
Team
we're gonna
Champions.
get more shows. Yeah, I think they're gonna tape stuff. They're gonna come up with a plan. I think they should be Friday Ring of Honor. The new Ring of Honor should be aired Friday nights, 8 to 10, on
Yes.
whatever streaming or whatever channel you get on. 8 to 10 on Friday nights, because that SmackDown show has more times than not been hot garbage for a long time, and I would love to see a show go up against it. You don't need big numbers out of a Ring of Honor, right? But if it goes in there and does really well, what could happen?
Exactly. Or since it will probably interfere with Rampage, you could have it be Tuesdays 8 to 10. So that
Yes.
way it's a little more competition with NXT and Ring of Honor. But who knows?
Yes.
Nick says, yes, I think it goes too far the other way. WWE has no spots. Meanwhile, AEW has too much of a good thing, especially with Sammy. Nothing good would happen from that spot, and he almost killed Matt. Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yes. No, he really almost did kill Matt Hardy, and they took a lot of heat for that.
Yeah, and yeah, they just seem to be too spot heavy because they want to post all those videos on their stories, and they want people to talk about it. Oh my God, this person jumped off
Yeah.
a roof or jumped
Hmm.
off the top of a ladder. Like,
Right.
okay,
Yeah,
like
but it's like anything else, Will. Anything else.
yeah,
It doesn't
WWE didn't
matter.
do it that much. I mean,
No.
and when they did, they were good. Like when John Cena
Mhm.
chucked Edge off through tables from a ladder, that was sick. But
Yes. Well, and I mean, to Nick's point, like WWE, the matches look identical. Like, okay, the Usos are in the ring, or the New Day, or whoever. This is the point where they throw them over the ropes. This is the point where they wave at the fans and then do their jump. Apparently, the other guys have never seen the Usos or whoever fight before, because here they come again. I like when the spots look spontaneous and look like, all right, we have a moment here to do something, and they do it. And the thing with Sammy and the way AEW is booking right now is it's like anything else. Like, well, if your neighbor right across, if you looked out your window and your neighbor was in her window every day, you know, scantily clad and waving at you. And every day you looked over, at first you're like, oh my God, look at that. That's crazy. But, a little while in, you're like, hi, you again. Like it becomes the norm. It
Yeah.
becomes, and maybe that's a terrible analogy, but, everything loses its luster. It doesn't matter what it is.
Well, how
You have,
about this for comparison? It's like getting your first paycheck, and it's like, oh my God, look at how much money
yeah,
you're making. And then the more times you get that same paycheck, it's just like, oh, okay, I got paid today.
yeah. Then you get to the point where you're like, oh, well, half this paycheck's gone before I get it. Great.
Pretty much, yeah.
But yeah, no, to your point, like Sammy went out and said that, I don't care. I put myself on the line, blah, blah. And I get it. There's a time and place. But you didn't see Jeff Hardy, not often. And I know someone might correct me on this, but like you didn't see him, at TLC. And they, you would get it in pockets. So they'd be at TLC, they'll do a whole bunch of spots, maybe the Raw, but it was spaced out. So when you were getting it, you were like, holy shit, this is a big thing. But now it's every week. It's every show. Everybody bleeds. It's a lot.
Yeah. I think they do it way too much, and God knows why, but it is what it is. Nick says, oh, AEW wants the viral moments until someone ends up, pray to God not, like the men there honoring Owen Hart.
Yeah, that's the problem. What if Sammy was a couple inches the other way and lands like on the top of his head, the side of his head, and his head gets pushed left or right? What if that happened? Because he went down like a torpedo.
Yeah, no, I mean, that man would be dead. And then AEW would have a shit ton of controversy. Yes, this is a wrestler that nobody likes, but this is still a human being.
Yeah,
And if somebody gets killed, whether face or heel,
it's bad.
it's any human being dies in your broadcast, it's a bad look for you. It's a bad look for your brand and for your safety regulations and for your booking.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I really hope that we don't have another Owen Hart situation.
No, we saw what just recently happened with Big E. And I'm like, guys, I'm not saying don't have spots. I love spots. I love high spots. Some of it's cool when Sting jumps off the railing through a bunch of tables. It's not so cool when I've seen it 3 times this year. Like,
Yes.
right? We know we can do it now, but save it. Where WWE doesn't give you enough of the moments, AEW can't help themselves, and it's crazy. We had a Texas death match within days of a Philly street fight.
Yeah, like much to your point there, it's just so many street fights, death matches, ladder matches, blah 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 blah. Sammy Guevara is like the ladder match king. Every single TNT title defense has to be in a ladder match. Like, okay, why?
Yeah, no. Because when you got those big matches, like, and we can think back, like when we're gonna have, even things like, Hell in the Cell, we're gonna have a Hell in the Cell, and everyone's like, oh shit, because it was so cool, and you never knew when it was coming. Now you have an annual event, and you're like, oh, okay, whatever, here we go again, right?
Yeah. Jason says, get rid of Rampage, put Ring of Honor on Fridays at 10. I still think that time's way too late. Like, people are gassed out after that, after 2 hours of SmackDown. So, no, put that at 8.
Go heads up. I want some heads up. Let's go.
It seems like they're afraid of competition nowadays. I don't know why.
Well, they've always kind of just skirted around it, unless they had to, right? Like the Wednesday Night War for like a minute, which was lackluster at best. So, I don't know. But with that being said, I think, I just think AEW's got to be smarter. To me, all these, to steal a line from someone else, it's lazy booking. It's
lazy booking.
Right? Okay, we don't know how to make this match work or work it properly. And we've seen good matches with Daniel Bryan and Paige. And you see the guys that get in there and just give us a good match. Even the Young Bucks and FTR toned it down and had a really solid match.
Yeah.
That's all you need each week is good matches. We don't need people almost dying every week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why Tony Khan and AEW are just so obsessed with all of these death matches and all of these gimmick no disqualification matches. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a little too much for my taste, and I bet for a lot of other people's as well.
No, I completely agree. I'm definitely in that boat, but yeah, no, we're definitely in that. It's just overkill. But that being said, time. It's time. Are you ready? It's before
Yes.
we're hitting the last segment of the show today. And of course, we are kicking, well, we're not kicking off, we're jumping into the Rumble. So we got our fantasy match Rumble. For those listening at home, we're putting up two pictures of a fantasy booking or a booking that nobody's thought of, hopefully. And we're just going to get people's opinion on who's going to take it. So, round one, we got two dudes that got released together. Why can't they fight each other?
Yes, Dexter Loomis versus Harlan. This one it could go either way. I mean, I could definitely see Loomis winning if this was one-on-one, but I could see Harlan winning if Gacy gets involved. But let's say Gacy's out of the picture, I'm going Loomis.
Loomis. Loomis. Harlan's a big boy. We didn't get to see much of him. Yeah, I think Loomis is jacked. I think he chokes him out.
Yeah, you could definitely possibly take Harlan down, even if there's like a bit of interference from Indy, but I don't know now. But
Not
yeah,
so long lived marriage, right?
Loomis was better booked there, so why not? I bet if they were to go one-on-one, Loomis would take that easily.
All right, all right. So nobody seems to really be jumping on this little matchup. So let's see what's next. Taya Maria.
Ah, I'll go Taya. She has more talent than Maria. I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
mean it's
get
hard to
shit on.
argue. We're going to see Taya tonight on the Triple Mania from Monterrey. Taya Valkyrie will be there. I believe Johnny Morrison was on one of the posters, so we'll be covering that live. Tune in, folks. We're always here. We never leave. But if you're listening to the recording of this, we watched it, and you can watch our watch party because it's also on the channel.
Yeah,
So, any thoughts? I mean, Maria's feisty. She's a vet. But I think Taya's a vet at this point, and she's rolling. And again, she just beat Deanna Perrazzo, and who knows what's next for her. So,
yeah, exactly. Based on that alone, my money's on Taya Valkyrie.
yeah. All right. And the crowd in the background's quiet. So, the chat. Here we go.
Ooh,
Here we go.
ooh.
Oh, wait. Let me take the banner down.
Cesaro and Moose. Oh, this is a hard one.
This is a toughie.
This is a tough one. Oh, Jason had a prediction for the last one. He guessed Maria with the help of Honor No More.
Oh,
Mm.
touchy.
Johnny Morrison could beat up all of them.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
All right. So, we're back to this one now. I
Oh
skipped ahead.
no, you reveal the other one. Yeah, I'll go Moose. Um, well,
Moose.
yeah, it's kind of hard to predict, but I say Moose currently. I think he's at his peak right now, and
Mhm.
you know, they're both big dudes, but I think Moose could definitely take a win here.
Yeah, I hate to agree. I hate to be agreeable on a show that's called Let's Rumble, but they kind of look very similar. It's the amazing part of this, right? Like they look,
Yeah,
their body type, the overall look. Um,
yeah.
Moose'
See,
recent record, absolutely. I mean, he's a big dude. He's athletic. Yeah, I'll put my money down on Moose.
all right.
So that's an easy one.
That's a unanimous decision for Moose.
This one,
Ooh. Okay,
I
this is
think I know where
actually
people
a
are going to
toughie.
go with this one, but I don't know.
This is actually a toughie. Braun Breaker and Keith Lee.
Yes.
Um. Oh, yeah.
And for the fans at home, the last one was Moose and Cesaro, in case we missed it.
Hmm. I have no idea. If I were to pick one, I would say Keith Lee.
You're going Keith Lee,
Yes.
right?
He can crush this dude. I definitely think so. Now, I think it would be a sick match,
Sick match.
but Keith, I think, deserves to be on top here.
Ooh, Braun's really green, but jacked, kind of the future. Got a couple with Steiner. Yeah, you know what? I have to disagree a little bit, Will. I think I'm going to go with the upstart. I just think his momentum, his energy. Um, yeah, I think he had matched power pretty close with Keith. I think he's got it.
All right, all right. That's all good.
All right. What else do we got here today as we're winding down?
Oh man, the Twitter war.
CM Punk and Seth Rollins.
Definitely would be like a headliner.
Oh,
Definitely be like a
100%.
main event. Yeah. Like people would not stop talking about this. Um
Tyler Black. Let's go.
Tyler Black and Phil
It's
Brooks.
so hard with Seth because you don't want to vote anything that involves Seth. You don't want to give
Yeah,
Seth credit because he sucks.
well, Seth could win or lose at any moment. It just depends on who he's facing, really.
Oh, yeah.
I say Punk. You could
Punk.
do it like the Cody route. Oh, it's a mystery opponent.
Oh,
You know, and
yeah.
then Punk comes out and kicks Seth's head in, and there you go. He wins.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Punk definitely has years on him, but they're so similar. Like, you know, Punk used to be known for, you know, his stamina and his athleticism. And I think Seth is obviously a beast when it comes to that as well. It's going to be controversial. Right now, I think in the ring, Seth steals it. Might be a
Okay.
roll up, but I think Seth steals it.
All right. Keith could also win with the help of the Hurt Business. Keith was never involved with the Hurt Business. I don't think he feuded with them at all,
No,
did they?
No, he wasn't involved with her business at
No.
all.
Seth and Becky versus AJ and Punk. Then I would say Seth and Becky. I'm not the biggest AJ Lee fan.
Really?
Not really.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm kind of waiting for let's see if anyone else got an opinion on this one just before I put it down. It's tough. I mean, your inclination because we just we know what Punk means, but I don't know. I think they would tear the damn house down.
They would. And people would talk about it for months, maybe even years afterward.
Yep. All right. We'll see. We'll go on to the next one here. Oh, wait. We got one more. Bring back to the blonde streak. She was trained by Roxy was trained by AJ Lee.
Oh. You learn something new every day.
Bit.
There we go. The leaders of the two cults.
Yeah, sorry, wait.
Yeah, that works. Edge versus Malachi. This is another hard one.
Now, there's certain people out there, and one person in particular keeps saying that Edge is doing the House of Black's gimmick better than the House of Black. I don't agree at all.
I do not agree. Edge, what is it called? Judgment Day or the Circle of Omnipotence or whatever. I think they're called Judgment Day now. All they do is talk. They just have this big ass throne, you know. I think House of Black can actually kick people's asses, and they do. It's not like lights out, the match is over. It's just kick the ass, lights out. So, and then again, Judgment Day is 2-3 against the House of Black. I'll go Malachi.
You're going Malachi. Yeah, like we said, Will, like to your point, to the House of Black feels like a group of creepy dudes. Right? In the shadows, they feel creepy. Their entrance is wicked. It's good. Edge feels like a guy acting creepy,
Yeah.
right? And not a knock on Edge, but his promos feel like an acting monologue. I said that even when he was beefing with Seth, like he was in an acting class. Okay, here's the scene. You're mad at this gentleman, and he was in your house, and go, and that's what it feels like he's acting. Malachi doesn't feel as acty as Edge, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, and even then, Edge has more of the elder side to him. Malachi still has quite a bit left in him. Yeah, I think one kick to the chin and Edge is down.
No, one big black mass. No, I mean, I think it's got potential to be a really, really good match.
I picked
Still.
Malachi Black because in 2020, 2K22, his finisher is unreversible.
Good reason. In real life, it's kind of unreversible. Like, I mean, you can duck it, but you got to be quick.
Yeah, you'd have to have like a 10 out of 10 reaction time.
Right?
Thomas says Judgment Day loses to House of Black, but on one in a one-off match, I pick Edge.
A one-off match, Edge.
Nah, I still think Malachi would win. Just so Edge could put him over, because I think he'd want to put over a tough young guy.
Right? Yeah, I'm still kind of. I just feel like if it was Edge 10 years ago, 10 years ago against Malachi right now, I'd probably lean Edge. But this current House of Blue versus the House of Black, I just think the House of Black's in a better position. I honestly don't think the House of Blue is doing the House of Black gimmick better. I don't.
Just seems like they're trying to rip it off, but they're doing it very shitty.
Well, it's the WWE version of stealing is we'll do what you do with better production. And that's what it is. It feels more produced, which I think hurts the overall presentation.
Yeah, that's definitely a good observation, is that more production does not mean better. No. I mean, you could have a completely HD high definition Netflix show, but if the acting's shitty and the plot is shitty, it's trash. You can have it overproduced all you want. Don't matter.
I agree with you, Will. And I just, again, we're seeing a lot of duplicates. Now we got someone in WWE with a skateboard. Now we got someone else with, what was it the other night they had? Like, you're starting to see and I really think it's more WWE than AEW as far as the mimicking.
Yeah. I mean,
other than Jericho.
Yeah, Jericho's the only one that really mimics over there, but I don't know. I don't know anymore with this whole war and NXT and WWE. It's just like it's hard to be a fan of that company sometimes, man, especially after those releases, but I don't know.
All right. Where do we go next?
Oh. Okay, right now. Okay, well, first off, for the Spotify listeners, this is Usos versus Young Bucks. I'm going Usos.
I like that. I think it's. I would look forward to this match again. If Young Bucks can kind of give us the match they gave us with FTR, pick their spots, not just be high spot heavy. That sounds like something else, but
high spot heavy.
But I give the nod to the Usos as well, and not to quote Skittle, but it might be unpopular opinion, but I think the Usos take this in a straight up match based on you look at them on paper. That's who's going to take this one.
Yeah, especially on current rules, the way that the Usos are right now, and they're unstoppable. So I can definitely see the Usos taking this.
Yeah, right. And they're veterans, highly talented. They'd match they can do their high spots just as well. I mean, Matt's kind of on next level, but sorry, Nick, It's kind of on next level. But anyone else think that the Young Bucks are going to steal this one? Where are the AEW fans who come running to save the Bucks?
I don't think these AEW fans would want to save the Bucks of all teams, but maybe if this was FTR, they would.
Oh, interesting. So, I know people here are saying the Usos are going to win. So, oh look.
Yeah, if it was Briscoes, that's on another story. Okay.
Yeah, well, that might be a matchup for another Rumble. So, I like this one just because you really don't know. You could, but I think the Usos are underrated. I think there's a combination. Young Bucks are overrated. The Usos are underrated. They meet in the middle. The Usos win.
Yes.
I didn't mean to hit that one.
There you go.
There we go. But that's the last one of the Rumble this week. I know we had been hyping up Nick bumping heads, and we were hoping to work some things out, but things changed today, and it didn't quite work the way we needed it to. But keep tuning in because we do want to have the fans involved, and we are going to be doing the contest where you're going to have to cut a promo and let us know why, and you can pick whatever show you want to come on and co-host, whether it's Rumble, whether it's Memory Lane, whether it's the news or a watch party. We will be getting those details together as we move into May, which is here. Holy shit, May is here.
Oh, man, yeah, tomorrow May is here. Jeez.
One last thing, folks, before we sign off here. Don't forget, as always, I would say the most extensive wrestling coverage on YouTube. The Wrestling for Life Network will be back tonight. We have GCW In Too Deep, Triple Mania, AAA coming out of Monterey. I didn't even write that.
There you go.
Oh, housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
There we go. But yeah, we got the two shows. I'm gonna try and have them both up.
Your phone's still vibrating.
You can hear it, eh? There you
go. Very clearly.
All right, folks. Sometimes people have bad timing. But yeah, we're going to be back for GCW and we should take that down. GCW into
AAA.
The cards are stacked. The Young Bucks, speaking of the Young Bucks, are in the main event at Triple Mania. We also have El Idolo is going to be there. Taya Valkyrie. Sammy Guevara was supposed to be there, but Tay will be there. Into Deep, we're going to get Joey Janela. We have Hoodfoot. We got a couple death matches. We have the Tournament of Survival. I'm missing something. The Briscoes. Speaking of the Briscoes will be on GCW. They're taking on Ali Catch and who's it? It'll come back to me. But triple threat for the GCW titles, plus so much more. You never know what you're going to get with GCW. So I have things queued up. We will be back tonight. It could be one of us. It could be five of us. You never know. But tune in, folks, and enjoy. That's all I got, Will.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, please go and subscribe. Please follow us on Spotify. In a matter of minutes, this episode will be on good old Spotify. And yeah, thank you for tuning in to the Rumble. Thank you for all of you who tuned in early, all hyped up. Shout out to Nick for the long ass promo. Speaking of the fan contest, being like, do a promo. So I'll look forward to Nick's. But yeah, I mean, as always, the Rumbles are fun to do and great way to spend your Saturday. So please come back next week. Please tune into the news, watch parties, memory lane, power rankings, everything we do. If I say everything we do, we're gonna be here for like 26 hours. So
you know what we do.
You know what we do. You come here every single day, and we can't thank you anymore for it. So this has been it for me, and I thank you for 137.
Usually I say something here, but I'll save that for tonight. All I want to close off with is Ryback, you suck.
All I want to say is let's rumble.